going to talk about this, which is the bass pump by Sinus Live. Yeah, I'm thinking about using this as a driver for a drum throne that I use. Yeah, so I'm going to get an engineer friend of mine to fashion up a 3mm thick steel plate fitting onto the bottom of the drum throne for this to mount underneath. My theory behind it is that this cost me £30, so it was quite cheap. It's rated at 4 ohms as well, so it'll drive a small amplifier quite well. Don't need too much quality audio from it because it's a subwoofer, so yeah, the quality of the audio doesn't need to be that great. Don't need to hear all the mid-range and high frequency detail. So yeah, just looking at what kind of amp to get for that. Looking at some on eBay at the moment, which are like 1U size. Is one that's going pretty cheap at the moment, so I'm possibly going to get that one, but we'll see about that. This is quite a good design actually. I'm quite impressed by the weight of it. I don't know if there's some literature in here. It doesn't give much information away as to its specification and so on. It does give you mounting diameters and stuff like that, which is quite... No, in fact it doesn't even do that. No. Yeah, so if anything to go by, the information with the product is pretty poor. As you can see, it's not got a lot of detail with it. Packaging is quite simple, but anyway, I've tested it out. I just hooked it up to a home subwoofer that I got for my TV, and yeah, it seems to do the trick. It's got enough energy transfer into the seat to give me what I'm looking for. Now, the complication I faced with my engineer friend was the fact that I don't particularly want it mounted in a vertical plane, because clamping it to the seat post, sitting sort of in that sort of way, would mean that the energy would transfer well into the seat post, but because of how this whole arrangement is, gravity over time would force the voice cord potentially to sag. As you probably noticed in a lot of speakers, you get a sag and then it wears and it doesn't sound as good as it used to. And the easy way to sort that out is just to turn it over. I mean, this happens over a long time, but anyway. Also, for simplicity's sake, mounting it in the vertical that way around is a bit more complicated. So doing it this way, horizontally, I get the maximum amount of energy transferring into the seat. Now, fortunately, the seat that I've got is made of a pressed steel base, which the boss for the seat post clamps into, and it sits really well on there. So I'll show you a bit more when I've actually had that manufactured, but the transfer of energy is quite great. So, because I was thinking having that mounted on the seat post with a piece of steel or something coming across here, clamping onto the vertical bit, yeah, that moving around, it's going to have to be some serious piece of structure to be able to transfer all the energy into the seat post. So yeah, sorry about the gestures, I do apologise. And yeah, so we'll see how it's all going to turn out. Hopefully it'll give me the kick in the backside that I need for when I'm playing drums. But yeah, for a cheap solution to what other people have got out there, it seems to be doing quite well. Yeah, this is the Sinus Live Bass Pump 3. It's 50 watts RMS, rated at 4 ohms. They do an 8 ohm version as well. The supplier that I was looking at didn't have that in stock, but also that would have been quite more difficult to drive because of the impedance. So this is going to work really well for me. So I'll show you a bit more when I've got a bit more information and a bit of, yeah, well, you can see what I'll have completed and so on. So yeah, okay, speak to you soon.